guys, today we are going to be doing an interview with a Vietnam veteran. Yay! And let's get into it. And today I am here with my pappy or grandpa, a Vietnam veteran. Yay!
Yay!
And I have 10 questions for him. Number 1, how did you feel when you got drafted for the war?
I was really scared. I didn't really want to go, and I didn't have any choice. And then when I got to Vietnam, it was even more scared because you didn't know what was going to happen. Every day was different.
Okay. Number 2, how many friends did you have?
I didn't have any friends when I went over there. The friends that I ended up with were already over there, so we were replacing guys. We didn't go over together. I went over by myself and got assigned to a group.
Okay. So now you know, for future me, that you go in groups in the Army. Number 3, what games did you play?
We played cards, a lot of cards, like blackjack and poker and spades and bid whist. And we played that a lot because there was nothing else to do.
Did you ever play Go Fish?
No, we didn't play any fish.
Okay. Number 4, how old were you when in to the Army?
I was 20 years old when I went into the Army, and I was 21 when I went to Vietnam.
Okay. Is there like a certain age that you have to be to go to the Army, or no?
Yeah, back at that time when you were 18, you had to register for the draft, but I didn't have to go for the first 2 years because I was in college.
And you went to Penn State. So you have to register. So
Every male who turned 18 in the United States had to register.
You had to?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, okay. In World War III, okay, I'm just gonna change my age, my name, and everything. Just be like, hey, I'm 16. I still got 2 years. And then when the 2 years pass, I'm 16. I still got another 2 years.
Yeah, that was back then. I don't know what they're going to do now, but
I think it's still 16.
I think it's 18.
Well, yeah,
18
now
to
it's,
register.
Yeah. Okay.
But they don't have the draft now. You don't have to do that
I
now.
know. Because number 5, do you still talk to any of your Army friends or people that you knew in the Army?
No, I don't know where any of them went. Because when I went over by myself, and then when I came back a year later, I came back by myself because the group was all breaking up.
Wasn't there like like everyone in America was mad because, like people were. I remember you showed me a movie and people were up blocking the streets and
spitting on us when we were coming off the airplane, and a lot of protests were going on because they didn't like the war and they called us all kinds of names, and it was really bad. So a lot of people just
really were upset about it.
Yeah, got off the plane and threw all the Army stuff away, like me, and got on the plane and went home.
So, number 6, I think I would ask this to anyone. What were your food options? Because I like to eat a lot, so what were your food options?
You didn't have a whole lot of food options there. They gave you a canned food, rations. Sometimes when you were able to get back to the base, an air base, they had like cafeteria food. But other than that, every day we ate rice sometime.
Because isn't that common in Vietnam?
That's Vietnam.
Rice,
Vietnamese food.
Rice and something else.
Rice and anything. Rice and everything. So rice was the common food that
Yeah,
that
like
we learned to eat every day.
it's like hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this might be a bad question to ask, but how did you like it 1 out of 10?
How did I like it? Out of 1 to 10?
Yeah, like how good was it?
What? How good was the food or
The army.
or the
Like
army?
just how in general.
It was a 3.
A 3. Okay.
Because I really didn't like it. The only thing I liked was, I can't think of anything that I really liked about it at that time.
Yeah. I mean, now people can, like, I think now they let soldiers have, like, a little bit of time where they do, like, they can call their families or something.
Oh yeah.
I think they can do that.
And back then, all we could do was write letters. We couldn't get
Yeah.
no phone calls. No news.
You can't phone across the world, can you? Back then.
Back then, no.
Okay, number 8. How long did you serve in the army?
I served in the army a total of 18 months. I did 1 year in Vietnam.
And then 6
And
months.
And then
boot
6
camp?
months. No, but when I came back from Vietnam, I had 6 months left to go. And if you came back and you didn't have any problems, or you got promoted, then they would let you out. You didn't have to do your last 6 months. Because originally I was supposed to do 24 months, 2 years.
Okay.
Everyone who was drafted was supposed to do 2 years.
Okay.
3 months in basic training, 3 months in combat training, 1 year in Vietnam, and then 6 months duty when you came back from Vietnam.
I remember you telling me once that you had like a calendar and you'd mark off days or
Yeah.
something.
Every one of us, when we were able to, we get to a base or we would get a break, we go back and we put X on our calendar and mark the days off, and then it'd be how many days you have. When you got less than 2 months, you were short. They called you a short timer, and that meant you were getting out of here in a couple months. And we all knew how many days we had left to go. And when I came back, they told me that they weren't going to let me out early because my days weren't, I had more than 6 months to go. So I told them they needed to keep me there another week so I could go back with less than 6 months. And they did.
Wow. So would that be like lucky or like, cause you said everyone that went to Vietnam had to get 24 months, do 24?
No, they did 1 year. A tour duty was 1 year. So when you went on a tour, you went over for 1 year.
Okay. Question number 9. What did you do when like the captain or general was gone, or like the leader of your troop? Did you do anything like silly or anything?
I stayed downtown a lot in what they call Saigon, in the city. Because I didn't stay in the base. So what we did, sometimes we had 12 hours on patrol and then 12 hours off. And 12 hours on patrol and 12 hours off. And when you were off, you were able to sleep and eat.
I was gonna say, so how'd you get, like, did you guys have like, if you had like a, kind of like a morning shift and a night shift, basically, like, not really, but like, you do, for like, what I would do if I were there, I would get, like, could you choose what time you did, or no, they just gave it to you?
No. You get in a truck at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then the truck would bring you back at 6 to wherever you were sleeping or wherever you were staying. And then they would come and get you 6 o'clock in the morning, and you kept doing that for a couple months. And then when we went to the villages and went to we didn't actually go into the jungle, but we went and fed the troops and helped them with what they needed.
Okay, but this is my top 3 places, or the 3 places that I think you could have, like, that you can go. 1, the safest place for me would probably be the base. Number 2, the city. And number 3, which is probably not safe at all, the jungle. I mean, the reason why people wear camouflage is because, like, hiding in plain sight. Like, if I hop into a forest with that on and all over my face and everything, people couldn't see me. So
Yeah, we did that when we went to the villages.
so you had to, like, sneak around,
Sneak
kind of.
around and
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's an additional question, but how, like, did you guys have, were they as organized as you? Like, what were they called? The Viet Cong? Yeah, Viet Cong. Were they as organized, or were they just, like, they were in plain sight as the, the people here, everyone acts normal, and then, like, there could be, like, FBI agents undercover or something. Did they act like that, or
They did, because
because they look like everyone?
Yeah, they were your friends, and they could be your friends when you were in the village.
Yeah.
And everything, and then at night they put on their Viet Cong uniform and go on patrol and try to get you.
Yeah. I could see that happening. Did you have any, like, friends in the city? Or no?
Yeah, when we were in the city, in the villages, we had friends that would stay for a couple of days, and then they'd have to go back to their company or go back to their patrol, wherever they were stationed.
Yeah, okay. Okay, last question. Did you have any, like, parties, maybe when you went home, or, like, did everyone celebrate when they took out, like, a troop or something?
No, but they had everyone who was there who wanted to go somewhere else for a week. They were allowed to do that, like a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And you would pick where you wanted to go. Some people wanted to go to Hawaii, some went to Thailand, and some went to Japan, and some went to Germany. But it's like a week vacation that they gave everybody. I didn't take mine because I didn't have anywhere else that I wanted to go except go home.
Yeah. I mean, I go home for a week. I mean...
No, you couldn't go home, though. You had to go somewhere to, like, another base or another city, another country.
So you couldn't go home on your week's vacation?
No.
Like, you couldn't go home for a week?
No.
Oh, wow.
No, but they thought you'd stay home. You'd be AWOL. You wouldn't come back. That's why they sent you to another. That's why you had to pick one of the places that you wanted to go.
Man, I could pick China and stay there.
But how would you get back? You'd be AWOL, and you would end up going into prison, military prison.
And also, when I think you've told me this before, but just so I know, when they mean, like, MIA and POW, does MIA stand for, like, murdered in action or something like that?
MIA is missing in action.
Missing in action. And POW is...
Prisoner of war.
Yeah, prisoner of war. Well, that's all the questions that I have. Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome. Anytime you want to do a follow-up, you just let me know.
Okay.
And I'll tell you more about it.
I really like the army suit.
And you saw all the pictures that I brought back, right?
Not all of them, but I saw some of them.
Okay.
Did you use any, like, tanks or anything?
No, we rode back and forth to the villages in trucks. And
were they, like, normal trucks, or were they army trucks?
Army trucks, you know, those
trucks.
big trucks you might see at a fort or at...
Like, because I remember going to army with my Nana and Papa and Jazeer when we went to New York for our family reunion. We saw, like, the field hockey team practice. We saw, we saw, like, 2 or 3 army-covered truck buses with soldiers in them, like 10 to 20 soldiers in them. And I saw them. I was in the car. We were about to leave, and then Nana's about to pull out, and I'm like, stop, because I see behind me that there are army trucks going right behind us.
Yeah.
And I see the back door was open from the truck, and I see like 15, 20 guys in there.
Yeah, they're sitting in there getting ready to go.
Yeah,
Go
go
out. They could be
somewhere.
going somewhere. Yeah.
Like, and it was Army, like, university, so, I mean, yeah, it's Army.
I rode a Jeep, and they got me fired from driving the Jeep because I didn't know how to drive it, so they took it away from me.
Oh, wow. That's...
But that's how we got back and forth in the villages. And when we were on patrol, we'd be riding in either in a Jeep or just running through, looking for,
So you
stuff
got banned from using the Jeeps?
Yeah, they took away I had an Army license.
Hmm.
And one of the days I was in there with a captain, and he said, "You know how to drive his Jeep?" And he said, "You got to drive better than this." Because I was trying to miss people, and I wasn't trying to hit in people. They were just riding and telling people to get out of the way. And I wouldn't do that because you'd be running over people.
So you were supposed to hit people or
You
no?
were supposed to just, if he wanted to say, "Hey, move, get us out of here."
Oh, wow.
So you just hit the horn and you just drive. And when I got back, he said, "You didn't drive right. You didn't drive fast enough. I don't like you driving." He said, "Now I'll drive." And then he reported me. And they told me I wasn't going to drive a Jeep anymore.
Mm. No wonder you don't have a Jeep as a car.
That's right. It was a stick shift. I didn't know how to drive a stick.
Oh, yeah. Like, my mom's car, she has buttons in it. Like,
Oh, yeah?
buttons where reverse and park and all these other ones.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions.
All right.
I kind of want to see some more of the, what's it called? The photos.
Photo album?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's all the questions.
Well, thank you. Hope you learned
You're
a few
welcome.
things.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of the video.